New rules are going to give staff at NHS England paid leave if they suffer a miscarriage, following extensive campaigning by groups right across the country.
Yeah, any of the NHS England staff who miscarry in the first 24 weeks of pregnancy will be able to take 10 days paid leave. Their partners can take 5.
Well, we're lucky enough right now to be able to speak exclusively to the founder of George's Law and national baby loss campaigner, Keeley Lengthorn. A very good morning to you, Keeley. First of all, it's called George's Law because it is a major step forward, and that's one of your son's names, isn't it?
Yes, it is, Anne. Yes, I lost my son, unfortunately, George, 2 years ago. He was stillborn at 23 weeks. I was flabbergasted after having George to know that I was required by law to return straight back to work the next day. So under current legislation in the UK, if you give birth to a baby under 24 weeks, the law says you should be going back to work the next day. So, for instance, I left George at the mortuary on a Thursday evening, had a midwife coming to stop my milk on a Friday, but the law says I should be in work the next day.
I mean, it's absolutely crackers, isn't it? I mean, this clearly is a victory, but a victory for common sense.
Yeah, it is, Stephen, and I think it's like I say, it's such an archaic way of working now, and I don't know why we are not following the New Zealand model and changing law and allowing employees 3 days paid leave. So under legislation in New Zealand, all employees get 3 days paid leave in the event of a miscarriage under 24 weeks. And it is so brilliant to see the NHS sort of taking a stance. They're the UK's biggest employer, 1.7 million employees, and let's face it, they're on their knees in terms of financial hardship. But if the NHS can do this, I don't know why others can't.
Yeah, and you make the interesting point as well that although it is now there for NHS workers, they may have to face sending home bereaved parents who haven't got that right.
Exactly, Anne. Exactly. So that they're sending home these women and men, and in a situation where we've got more women in working than ever before. We're encouraging men to do more about their mental health, but we still haven't got this statutory protection. And I'm pleased to see that some of the big players this week, so John Lewis, Santander, Tesco, Lidl, they're all following suit with the NHS, but more needs to be done. And I think the government...
Doesn't it just show that we, as a state, look upon miscarriage as just some sort of feminine problem, and they don't see it as the terrible bereavement that it is?
Yeah, and Rishi Sunak, the business secretary, say take it as sick leave. This is not sick leave.
No.
Okay, and we need to do more for maternal bereavement care. And I think this now needs to be the stepping stone to the government taking action and putting in proper statutory protection, changing the Parental and Bereavement Act and making George's Law a law.
Yeah, well, look, as a first step, let's hope there's more to come. Keeley, good to talk to you this morning.
Yeah.